My name's Sham. This is 0x Files. And I had the urge to make a video today. I did ask the community if they want me on a live, and a few people said yes, so hence why I'm here. Honestly, if they didn't, then I wouldn't have showed up. But I want to talk about a few bits and bobs in the market that I'm seeing, which is kind of concerning. Of course, I want to get the best parts away first, right? So we are very, very happy that BTC is literally today created a brand new all-time high, and then currently last, I think 1 hour ago, created another all-time high. So it is moving up, and it's great to see BTC sitting at $98,000. We did say 97, and that's all good, right? So even 100k, that's all good. I'm not too concerned about any of those things, and this is not what the video is about, right? I'm seeing the market, total market cap moving up, and I'm going to talk a little bit about total market 1, total market 2, and total market 3, what the differences are, because I don't want anybody to have some sort of a misconception when they start looking at these, right? So I'll probably start off with that, but just wanted to kind of give you the gist of what we're going to talk about here. So for me, when I'm looking at the market, I am seeing some of the coins, the old coins, or even some fairly new coins that haven't really done much, right? And I'm getting to a point where it's getting a bit concerning right now, because there's one of two things Bitcoin has to do, right? The dominance has to be either right over on the roof, right? Over the roof, or be on the ground, whichever one the case is, right? The greed, fearing greed, right? We need to definitely see greed, obviously, but then again, we will see greed all over the market, but we're not seeing that. We're currently seeing greed only in one or two assets, and that's a bit concerning, right? So let's start this video off. Again, my name is Sham. This is 0x Files. If you're here for the first time, the truth is always out there. I always say this is our slogan, because whatever I say here is going to be here at some point, and then you can come back and refer to it. If you are here for the first time, do consider subscribing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Even if you're already subscribed, hit that like button, so at least others could actually find this video as well, because the likes and comments, they do help, because with the YouTube algorithm. So do me a favor, right? How about this? Right, now that's over, let's get into the video. And this is live, so guys, I don't do scripts, please do understand this. So if you are here, don't be shy, say hi, at least I would know that you're here. Right, so total market cap today sitting at 194 right now. So 194 right now, almost $3.2 trillion, which is absolutely great. Again, this is a milestone for us, because we are now in a new all-time high territory. So again, very good. So that's a good thing, right? But the problem I have with this total market cap is it doesn't actually have the total market, right? Because the total market actually has other meme coins and whatnot, other coins and other networks which could also have certain coins listed on them as well. So there are hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of coins that are not on the total market cap. So please beware of this. That's what I'm trying to say here. So yes, a good rough guidance for us. It is not the total, right? It is not the total of the millions of coins that we have. So please beware of that. When we're looking at total 2, I see Vladon Daniel. Hey bro, awesome, nice to see you here. So when I see so when we're looking at total 2, the only difference total 2 is supposed to have is not include BTC. So it should have every other coin, including Ethereum, except BTC, right? So again, think about that. If total 2, whatever you're looking at, it should logically and actually it should consist all the coins. It doesn't. That's the reality, right? So again, understand this. When we're looking at total 3, it should exclude BTC and Ethereum and then have all the remaining other coins, and that's not true either, right? So do understand this. That's all I wanted to say. So just to kind of clear things, that not all coins are listed, because maybe they're not paying for it to be listed on the TradingView. Maybe TradingView's not bothered picking on it. Maybe other exchanges haven't picked up on it already. So you got to understand what's really going on, because imagine this, right? If you can see a TradingView chart, and this is true, by the way, if you can see a TradingView chart for some brand new meme coin that just came out today, then I don't see why we can't see it on TradingView. But the fact is, you can't see it on TradingView, right? That means that yes, they're using the API in order to show that, and there's something going on in the background, but TradingView is not tracking that. Hence why it's not on total 3, it's not on total 2, and it's not on total 1, right? I hope the audio is good as well. So just be cautious when you start looking at this, but it's a good rough guidance, right? That's what I'm going to say. It's a good rough guidance. Now, we're at almost $3.2 trillion. It's brilliant. I'm really happy. I hope to see $10 trillion, right? Probably even more if we can this season. But all of that to be reality, we need the coins, other coins to start moving. I say Faisal, also Mara Salam. So we need to start seeing the altcoins to start moving, right? And I'm not seeing that right now, so I'm a bit concerned, right? So when I'm a bit concerned, I usually go on the charts and I start drawing bits and bobs, and you know, kind of look for things, look for patterns, right? 12 trillion. Of course, why not 12 trillion, right? But I'm going to get to some bits and bobs here, you'll understand, right? So for me, I start drawing stuff. So what I did was I just went to the stochastic RSI and RSI. So I pulled out a chart and I said, stochastic RSI, I want to see where you are. I want to see where you were in history and where you are today. And I wanted to find these target zones, these target lines, I would call it, right? Which would kind of help me understand where my safety zones are. So when I mean by safety zone, I mean like what if the market was to do something crazy, where would I want to be when that thing happened, right? Give me a second, let me just fix this chart up, right? So where would I want to be when this crazy stuff starts to happen, and you know, if the market starts moving the wrong direction or something crazy happens, right? I wanted to know this. So I drew a bunch of lines, and the lines were quite simple. Basically, there's one on the RSI 77, that's my green zone. So as soon as we enter that, that means yes, we've now entered the top area, the top zone, right? Of course, traditionally we will look at 80 for the RSI would be a top area where we would start considering taking cash out. But as we're in a bull run, so think about this: bull market and bull run. Again, I'm trying to clarify things here. A bull market is where we are the whole entire season is the bull market. A bull run is when we start moving upward, or a bear run is when we start moving down. But it doesn't have to necessarily mean the market's over, right? So the bull market's still on. The bull run that we've had can continue further and actually take us to a whole different level. So the way I'm looking at it is, we're at 77, almost at 77. That's where we want to go beat up. That would kind of invalidate the previous level that we had on the RSI. And then we could start shooting towards the 91, right? 80 is usually when we start planning to cash out. But I'm saying, you know what? There's a blue line there, or aqua blue. That's a good area. We could actually even hit that. Now, historically, we have done higher, right? We've even gone to 99%. And that's like the danger, like very high risk level. If you have the tolerance to take risk, you wait until it hits 99, then you hit that button, right? But more often than not, we're not going to make 99. So I would say start considering so our safety zone is between 77 and 91 on the RSI. So go there on your RSI, check it out. I can show you as well, but on the RSI, that's what you need to do. Put a line, horizontal ray, put a line on your 77, put a line on your 91 or even 90 to be safe, like 80 to 90, and that's where you start considering and planning where you want to exit. And if you have tolerance, then you wait until it goes to about 95, right? And if you're really you want to explore and you want to see how much you can actually handle it, then wait for 99, right? So that's what I'm going to say. So that's what I saw. And the levels are good, right? But when I start looking at the other charts, things get a bit concerning for me, right? That's when things started changing for me, because okay, BTC has done its thing, it's moving great. BTC dominance earlier on today was at 61%. What the hell? We've got millions and millions of coins and BTC's at 61%. No, that's not right, because if you take the millions and millions of coins, then I notice something. If you take away the millions of coins away, the BTC dominance would have been at about 90 to 99. And you're going to say, what the hell is this guy getting this number from? Let me tell you. Prior to 2017, BTC has held 95 to 99 at some stages, right? Especially 99, most of since it was created all the way to 2016, right? It held around 99% dominance. So it was the most dominant. It was the only coin, literally. Think about it this way, right? So the power, so much power. And of course, we had other alts, but they didn't create new all-time highs or anything. So we're not really concerned. And if they start shining all of a sudden pumping, that's a different story. So in theory, BTC is exactly the same as where it was, in theory. So I'm not giving you exact data here. There's a reason behind this, right? So Compared to what we had before, we had a couple of coins, look, maybe 100 coins. Compared to that, we've got millions of coins. So, you know, percentage-wise, 0.0001, whatever, that's the percentage, right? It's hilarious, right? But even then, BTC is at 61% today, right? And currently it's come down a little bit, right? 61%. That's a lot of dominance for the number of coins that we have. That's concerning, because when BTC goes that much, at some stage stop, right? And for me, I've been concerned all day, and I've posted it to you guys on Discord as well. I said, guys, look, it needs to calm down. I mean, I'm concerned because if this thing keeps on moving, which is fine, and we can actually have as an evidence, I can give you last couple of days, right? Or even last couple of weeks as evidence. When the market started to move positive, which was a great thing, everyone's moving forward, we're all freaking excited, right? This is exactly what we need to see. I mean, we're making history here, guys. But when BTC goes to 93, 94, and today like 98K, right? And then it dipped by $500, that's all it took, right? Everything else shit themselves. Excuse my language, but that's the truth. Everything else bled out 5-6%. Oh, hold on, BTC's done a new all-time high, and it's just bled by 500. It hasn't even gone through a massive liquidation or anything like this. People aren't even taking profits out. People are not even taking profits, right? Because if they took massive amounts of profit, we wouldn't be here today, right? People haven't even done that. There's a lot of people with leverage trades haven't even taken their profits out. Imagine what happens when they start liquidating their profits, right? We're gonna bleed out. So when I'm looking at the altcoins, I'm concerned. I'm concerned because if BTC takes a little dive for $500 and they dump 5%, 10%, right? That's concerning because they're not at a stable level yet. We need to go and test all of that. And I've been going on about this. We have to test the all-time high, or at least, right? At least certain support levels that we've targeted for some of the altcoins. Because if they don't go there and print a candle above, we got a problem, because a lot of them have tested, you know, and I believe that they will break through. There's no denying some of these, in fact, majority of these coins are going to break through. You might have one dud coin, right, which hasn't done anything, still down 90%, 95%. Some of them, actually, there is a few that I've bought 2021, which are still at 99.99% below where it was, right? But that's an exception, one or two out of millions of coins. Who cares, right? So I'm not too concerned about that. But what I'm trying to say here is, guys, we're at 3.205 right now. You have to make some decisions right now. So the reason I've sent you the chart with the RSI, the lines on it, the green, the blue, I think the yellow and the red, right? Those are the levels that you need to start thinking about when your exit strategy. But at the same time, I've been going on about this, and I'm going to go on about it again right now as well. We're coming to a level, if the alts don't come and recover or come and break certain levels and start creating brand new higher supports, right? If they don't create these supports, they don't break out of these complete trends. Some of them have, but they have to get out of these technical trends, right? If they get out of those, then we have hope. Then you could see tomorrow, you can wake up tomorrow, market's at $4 trillion. Because that's what's going to happen. When all the other coins start recovering, right? We've got around 1.5 to $2 trillion in just legacy coins that has to still recover. Can you imagine what I'm trying to say here? Right? If BTC was at 50K or whatever, 60K, I can't even remember, I think it was $60,000 back a couple of years back, and we were at $3 trillion, BTC is now 50% more than where it was, then think about it, right? So a lot of the alts, I believe there's $2 trillion right now sitting on the table that hasn't even recovered yet. That's just legacy. And then I want to add all the new millions and millions of coins. And I believe they have at least another $3 to $4 trillion sitting in there. Hence why I think 10 trillion is nothing. Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible, right? So there's a lot of money sitting on the table that hasn't recovered, and I want to see that. Well, I want to see at least 50% of that. I want to see at least all-time high being tested, because then we have the hopes that, okay, whatever happens, even if BTC takes a little bit of a dump, it doesn't matter. They will still hold. Even if they dump 5-10%, they will hold. So we need those levels to be, you know, the support levels, those resistance levels to be broken and made into support ASAP. Right? I hope you're with me. I hope you're understanding where I'm coming from, because this is serious stuff, right? There's a lot of coins that need to get above certain levels, right? I've mentioned yesterday, I mentioned something about DOT, right? It hasn't done anything. Its dot was $50 when we the last previous all-time high was $50. Currently sitting at $5-6. What is that? That's like 90% down. You know what I mean? So what's it gonna do? How long does it need? If we've spent all this time taking BTC from all the way from 15,500, just say $16,000, right, to 98,350 whatever right now, right? How much longer do you need? How much? So think about it. What happens if BTC decides to have a little dump, right? And the dump is not necessarily market blow off top or whatever. A lot of people might turn around and say something like this. Believe me, we will know when the blow off happens, and we will know after the blow off happens, because before that is impossible for us to know. But what we can do before any blow offs or anything happens, we can prepare. And all I've been trying to do since I've come back on the lives and all of that, I've been trying to help you guys be prepared. Right? I just want you to prepare as much as possible. Set up your stop losses, set up whatever, and lock those profits in if something does happen. Right? And if we feel at that time, if something does happen, like the other day, I got stopped out of my trade, so I'm not trading right now, which is fine. I'm still holding some liquid assets, but I'm not trading because I got stopped out, right? And I don't want to take a risk. And if I do trade, I want to trade with a stop loss, right? Because as soon as people come in last minute and, they say like, okay, I think we're going to go in, I think this is going to do that. You're coming now? Come on, don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. Because if you're coming in now, you're taking a higher risk, and you don't want to do that. That's what I'm trying to say here. Do I believe BTC is going to go higher? Yes, I have some new targets now because of what we did today, and because where we closed last week. I've started getting new numbers shown to me. Remember, I said before, I can't see the numbers until we get to a certain level, right? And I can't see where we might go and hit the bottom, right, until we have these confirmation candles. So by confirming what we had today, prior to today, like prior to 97, which is a call I made, 97, we're at 98, right? I did say to everyone, I said, we're going to go to 103 and then probably 133. And I didn't really see many numbers in between that, but that's because I'm using a larger time frame to do my calculations. Using the same time frame now, I get to see $111,000. I'm like, whoa, okay, I got $111,000. I got $117,000. I don't care, right? We're going higher. That's all that matters. We are going higher. But in order for us to go higher, we need to start taking baby steps. And the baby steps for me, most importantly, BTC needs to move slowly, but the others need to catch up. So it's like a a hare and tortoise, right? A turtle, whatever you're going to call it, right? That race. BTC is kind of like the hare right now, and I'm concerned because BTC is moving too fast. And guess who hasn't caught up yet? The turtle, right? And ultimately the turtle wins. So what I'm trying to say here is basically, or tortoise, whatever you want to call it, in that race, I'm just giving a scenario here, right, or an analogy, right? In that race, we know who wins. So some of these coins that haven't moved, that are very slow, are going to give us the biggest gains. There's no denying this. There's no denying this, right? If BTC right now has done from $16,000 to whatever, if we're close to like 5-6x now, I mean, I think it's almost about 5x, right? If that's what we've done, 5-6x already from that level, just from that level, right? 5x, then think or imagine what other coins have already done. And they have already done it, by the way, because Solana is currently at 25x from the bottom. Think about it, from when we started talking about, when we started saying buying it, that's about 25x, even if the numbers are a little bit here and there, about 24x. So we've done a 24x on Solana already. Ethereum, I think we're currently about 3.54x already. So I'm talking about market bottoms, right? So think about that. We've already done that. So a lot of these coins have the potential for the total pump, right? So from the bottom to where they go, they have the potential to be 20, 30x, 40x probably, right? So we do have 40, 50x coins. A lot of people say they won't happen. No, they are happening. A lot of these have the potential to do it. If BTC does a 5x, it does a 10x, then others have the potential to do a 20x. So we are going to make a lot more money on the others, right? Percentage wise. Does that make sense, right? So ultimately, we know what's going to happen, but we need all the other slow ones to actually come and stabilize at a particular level. But at the same time, in order for this to be more of a normal match rather than be a horse, I don't know why I say horse, hare and turtle, kind of a race. I think BTC just needs to stop, needs to take a break. Yes, we are going to get to 103. There's no denying that. We are going to get to 111. There's no denying that, right? Are we going to get to 130? I don't know yet, right? But the point is BTC needs to settle down. I don't care about the fear and greed. Greed could go all the way to 100. It doesn't matter. Right now, greed is irrelevant, right? A lot of people might use fear and greed index. It's irrelevant, doesn't matter, right? It absolutely doesn't matter, because we've had similar kind of levels of greed, during times when we've recovered the market, when the market was bleeding out and then people jumped in. At that time, the greed also shot up. So can we really use that data? Yeah, greed means people are just buying. So what? That really doesn't matter. The ones that I'm concerned about is how the relative index and all the stochastic RSI and everything, how they're showing that we are heavily getting into an overbought territory. And overbought territory, not for the other coins. So the other coins have enough room to shoot up. For BTC, we're getting into that territory. Of course, the higher the time frame, the longer the data. Hence why I'm seeing, okay, we do have time. So there's plenty of time, by the way. So don't take this the wrong way, and don't think, oh, this guy's coming in here talking about doom and gloom. No, I just want you to protect yourself. So I want you to be prepared, right? Hence why I'm trying to basically put it into your head that, look, there's no harm in being prepared, right? So all I want you to do is be prepared, but keep note of those RSI lines that I drew on the chart and I shared on Discord. Keep that. That's why I said, keep a copy of this, look at it and plan accordingly to that, because that literally tells you when you should be cashing out. And it doesn't say anything right now. Right now, it's not even time for cash out. It's telling you when we reach that level, from the green line to the blue line, that's your area of you to start thinking about cashing out. Right? If you don't cash out, not a problem. Set up your stop losses, because you're going to need those, right? And in between that, I want to see altcoins start to pump and create certain levels. So for example, as we're talking about altcoin, BTC's currently created a brand new all-time high. So did the total market cap. The limited one that I have here on TradingView is showing at 3.207. That's a new all-time high for the total market cap. BTC USD currently at 98,415. That's a new all-time high, right? Think about it. But Ethereum, 3,371. We're still around 130 freaking dollars. 130, that's like what, 4%, 5%? $130 away from a critical support resistance zone. We need to break past that, because until we get there, we can't shoot towards the next level. Do you know what I mean? And then the previous all-time high. So yes, it seems so close, but yet it's so far. Think about it, it's so far. BTC pumps 4.5% today. Ethereum does 9, almost 10% today. Even then, it can't catch up. It's only a few $100s, because the numbers do matter. The larger the number, the percentage, small percentage, show up as a bigger number. So that's what's happening here right now. You can see this, right? Go into your chart, have a look at it, right? I know someone said they're dumping Say, yeah, it's not doing well. Say sitting at 48, that's not a good number. We want to see it above 51, 52. Right? We want to see it hold support for at least a week if we can. I mean, that's the bet number. I would love to see a week at that level and then move forward. That's what I want to see, right? Solana coming to test the 260, which is fine. We've talked about it. So it's coming to it's currently at 257.93. So yeah, almost 258. It's coming to test that 260. If it tests it, I did talk about it before, we are looking at around $400. So that would definitely be something that we look at. Other coins, pretty same, doing okay. But yes, look, it's good to see the market react to what BTC is doing. But at the same time, I want you all to understand that if BTC decides to go south, even by 1%, understand the consequences of that, because what will happen is the others will bleed out like there's no tomorrow, because it's just panic, right? And there's so much data out there that's confusing everybody, so we don't need to be confused. We know we have time, fine, that's we have that, we know we've got enough time. We can see where the RSI is, and we know where the RSI historically has reached to, so we can set up a target, which I've given you the chart for, so you can follow that, right? And we also need to keep our eyes and ears opened, especially our eyes opened, because on the charts we have to see a lot of the major altcoins, the total 2, the total 3, whatever, we need to see those guys, the coins in that, go back to at least, right, above their 50% from the bottom, at least above 50% from where they were at the bottom. That's a good sign. Or the previous all-time high. And I don't care if it's not the highest high, just the previous, just the last one, just 2021 price. If we can get to 2020, that's a good sign, guys. That's not much. I'm not asking for much, but that's what I'm saying. So keep an eye on those, right? And if there's something that hasn't done that, then you might want to start thinking about, okay, do I want to hold on to this? Because what will happen, and this is the key part that I want everybody to understand, if for whatever reason, 2 months down the line, 3 months down the line, your particular coin that you're hoping you're holding for God knows how long hasn't done anything, hasn't even reached its 50% mark, right? And the market decides to end, what do you think is going to happen to that? Right? I can assure you it's going to bleed out another 99%, right? So if it dumps another 90%, well, you're already down 99%, and it goes another 90%, bro. So think about it, right? If there is another horse that you can actually pick on and bet on, then yeah, do that. I see Daisy Track here. Also, my brother, nice to see you. Salam, my brother. So I just wanted everybody to understand this. Like, look, guys, we have to understand the seriousness of what's happening in the market right now, because things are getting absolutely crazy. I've talked about how we might actually even end up in a parabola. All of this is looking like it's about to get into a parabola, and that's not a freaking good thing. I do not like that. On top of that, we have a war freaking like almost, right? There's a war kind of looming, right? There's shit going on, right? China hates crypto, right? Everybody leaves China. All the Chinese miners, everybody leaves China. Everything happens China, right? Everyone hates China, and all of a sudden, apparently China now in whatever Chinese court says, yeah, crypto is property. Everybody's allowed to. It's legal to own it. I mean, how many times have we heard that before, right? I think it was like 100 times in 2017. We've heard that many times. It's illegal, not legal. Illegal, not legal. Illegal, not legal. Make your minds up. Make your mind up. So this is what it is. When the market starts to hype, you're gonna get bombarded with all these news, which is gonna create so much, positive emotion for you to keep on going, because it's dopamine, right? So you're gonna want more and more dopamine, but that's gonna kind of disconnect you from reality. And the reality is, guys, be freaking cautious. Now is the time to be cautious. Every step you take now, make sure there's something below you that you can actually stand on. Because last thing you want to do is step off the cliff and boom, you're gone. You don't want to do that. So always understand what I'm trying to say here, right? I'm not, giving you bad advice. I'm just trying to give you some good advice and say, guys, make sure you have something to stick, something to hold on to. Make sure that when the market does end, and if the market doesn't, you're protected. That's all I'm saying. I don't care how you do it. I don't care who you do it. I don't care, none of that business. You just got to keep yourself protected. Like today, earlier on, actually, someone came to me and they're like, they're trying to buy some crypto, and they came up to me and they're like, oh bro, can you get some crypto? I'm like, yeah, sure, I can get you crypto, but it's going to cost you like 10%. It's going to cost, it's like, what do you mean, 10% fee? You got to pay me 10%. Do you know why I said that? I'll tell you why I said that. There's a lot of guys out there who want to come and buy crypto with cash or whatnot and this and that, which is fine, not an issue, right? If you don't have a genuine reason, why would you come to somebody else and say you want to buy, right? I don't see a reason. You've got an account, you've got an exchange, you've got your bank account sorted out, you can cash out. So why can't you put the cash in? So when I'm looking at these things, yeah, things don't make sense to me. So I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to take risks for you, you're going to pay me 10% extra, right? And a lot of people don't like that. And I want that. Stay away. Because if the demand is high, I'm going to up it. Well, it's going to be 15%, 20%. I might even get to 50% at some stage. Why? Now is not the time you should be freaking buying anyway. And if you're prepared to lose all your money, then you might as well give me some before you go. That's the whole idea. But yeah, it's crazy. Look, BTC at 98,800, about to hit $99,000. Right now on the chart, about to hit $99,000. This is what I'm worried about. This is kind of looking like a freaking parabola. I don't like that. I do not like that. I'm telling you right now, I do not like that. Do not like that. Let me switch on. So I'm on a weekly. I want to go into something else. I'm going to go into a slightly lower time frame, and I want to see what the stochastic RSI and RSI are screaming about. Okay. Oh, guys, if you're still here on the stream, I'm about to tell you something. This is freaking crazy. The stochastic RSI for BTC on a daily is saying oversold. Means it's about to pump like freaking crazy for at least the next 24 hours, if not 48 hours. How freaky is that? How freaky is that? So yeah, that's surprising. Believe me, I didn't look at that. I don't look at daily. On a daily, it's indicating now is the time to buy. That means 103 is around the corner. That means we could actually see 103 by the weekend and go into the overbought territory. See, that's the problem here. So yes, we are looking very, very good. The market's looking, but where's the cautiousness? So you got to be cautious. If we're right now at a level where it's low, which is safe, so we're in the safe zone. Stochastic RSI on a daily is pointing safety. We're safe, right? You can buy right now without any issues. But it's heading towards the overbought territory. When it goes to the overbought territory, what's going to happen? One of two things: people are going to dump, right, or people are going to take some profit, whatever you want to call it, right? But that's what's going to happen. So be prepared. That's what I'm saying. Nothing more. Be prepared. Bloody hell, 98,965 was the top that we just did just briefly right now. So again, if we go there, think about the percentage we did, 5%. Well, if we do another 5%, boom, we're there. 103. We talked about it. 103. We're there. The lines are drawn. We're going to hit those numbers. There's no stopping it. Do you know what I mean? And then recently today, I saw another number, as I said, 1011. Boom. After 103, 1011. After 1011, boom, straight over to 133. It doesn't stop. But we need it to stop. We need it to take a nice little break, go flatline for a bit so the others can catch up, because that's where the money is. The money's in the others, right? The money's in the others. I'm telling you, that's where the money is. I mean, look at it. BTC's at 98,640 right now, because it just basically tested it, because it's creating brand new all-time highs. Ethereum's still at 3,354. For God's sake, get the hell, move on, get out of there, right? Just move on, man. What's wrong with you? I mean, Vitalik, get the hell out there. Just go and buy some more. Go and buy some more, a few million or a few $1 billion worth of Ethereum. Pump the market, bro. What's wrong with you, right? It's not moving. That's concerning. It's not moving. It needs to move. Ethereum, for me, I have a target. I want Ethereum to start moving, test the previous all-time high, while BTC is doing what it needs to do. So that was the plan. If BTC moves, Ethereum also moves. And if Ethereum moves the same percentage as BTC, if not a little bit more, I was expecting a 13K Ethereum this year. $13,000 Ethereum by the time BTC, right? So my expectation was $13,000 Ethereum by the time BTC hits 100K. Am I freaking disappointed? Yes, believe me, I am freaking disappointed, because Ethereum sitting at $3,000. That's 10,000 less than what I was expecting. Because after that, when BTC goes above 100K to 120K, I was expecting Ethereum to be around 20 grand a coin. That's what my target was this cycle. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just trying to say, okay, do you know what? Let me just work with this and let me just see, set up these hypothetical numbers and see where it goes, right? So based on that, I did some Fibonacci stuff, right? And this is, by the way, the numbers I'm talking about, the Ethereum numbers I'm talking about, these numbers were actually drawn on a chart, and we did it on a live stream or something, I can't remember, but it's on my channel. We did that back in 2021. So the numbers I'm giving you, 20K, 13K, 20K, right? There's a bit more, a few more numbers in between that. 28K was the highest number I saw. These are all based on some maths I did back in 2021. Based on maths we did in 2021, right? In fact, in 2021, we talked about 84K. And we were doing these steps. We were like, okay, if it goes, but it didn't go there, it doesn't matter. But did it invalidate the numbers that were probable? No, the maths was solid. The candles that we predicted from were solid. They're still there. The history can change, right? We can have a whole brand new future, but that candle hasn't changed. It's still the same candle. So similar way, whatever calculations we do now, based on whatever candle we do it from, that candle doesn't change. So we can always revert back to it. So if we talk about $133,000 BTC today, it's based on a candle. So that 133 is bang on. It's not going to change. We might go higher, we might do a little bit higher, we might end up a little bit lower, or we might even go to 200k. But that number is gonna come at some stage. It doesn't matter when, it's gonna come. Does that make sense? Because these are numbers predicting things on a trend, so on an upper trend. So if you're constantly moving up based on multiple factors, if you're constantly moving up and if you apply Fibonacci to that, they give you an output. And based on that output, you start seeing these numbers. Hence why these are the numbers that I drew a line on. I said, these are the numbers I'm looking at. So Ethereum for me should be at $13,000 today. BTC is almost like 100k. I need to see a $13,000 Ethereum. It's not much. I know I've said a lot, and a lot of you guys probably think, this guy's crazy. What's he talking about? No, I'm being honest with you. That's what I want to see. There's a couple of brothers, they're holding like Cardano, Polkadot. There was a time I was hoping to see Polkadot at $100. Do I have any hopes for that? No. This season, I didn't even analyze it. I wasn't even bothered anymore. I was like, you know what? You're gone, mate. You just waste. And a majority of the projects that were launched, they're waste as well. So I'm not even fussed about that. I'm like, you know what? It was just a complete farce, messed up. Dr. Gavin Wood, the guy who actually wrote the language for Solidity, failed, flopped his own project. Maybe he's over ambitious. I don't know, because that's what it looks like to me, right? Is he like? I've got the word right. Is he okay to do the job? Yes, he's okay to do the job. But is he over ambitious? Yes, he's over ambitious. Hence why he's overlooked what his project could have been. He's overlooked that he had a freaking army behind him. Hence why the project didn't do it. Fine. Another one of his ex-partners. So these are Ethereum ex-founders, by the way, or technical founders, right? What's his name? I forget his name now. The founder of Cardano. He's out there pumping this, that, whatever. But they've been doing whatever they need to do, right? They have a potential to go to a certain level, but the problem they created was the number of coins they have. And I've talked about this before as well. Based on the number of coins they have, if they go to a certain level, right? If they go to a few, like $10, right? Their project would be worth about $4.5 trillion. So they've created a problem for their project, but it's a good thing as well, by the way. So they created a problem which at that time was like improbable, right? Means that if the market was sitting at $3 trillion, we couldn't expect Cardano alone to be $4.5 trillion. It was just improbable. So, but now if we head towards the $15-20 trillion level, if Cardano takes fourth place, right, of the market and becomes a $4.5 trillion market cap, it can. So you see, we're making space for a lot of these projects to come and actually finally Hogginson, Ash ACC says, yes, Charles Hoskinson, that's his name. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Ash ACC. Yes, Charles Hoskinson. Yeah, no, he's a good lad. Listen, they're all look, the guys who got together to do the Ethereum, right? There was about 4 or 5 of them, right? They had a good idea. To be honest, they had a good idea. They came out, they did something, which is fine. And I've given it to them. I said, look, what you have to give to Ethereum. So I'm not going to take everybody as an individual. What you have to give to Ethereum, it's the grandfather of all smart contracts, right? Even though BTC technically had the capability. In fact, any software has the capability. But the point is Ethereum was the one out there. So it's the grandfather of smart contracts, right? BTC is the grandfather of cryptocurrency, and Doge is the grandfather of meme coins, right? I've said that. We got to give these things to them. But of course, people evolve, things happen. Ethereum may have had a problem. In fact, Ethereum did have a problem, so hence why we have 2 versions of Ethereum. One version 1 is technically Ethereum Classic. That's the original Ethereum that had a problem, so they dumped it, gave everybody the new Ethereum, which is the one we talk about as the one and only Ethereum. But no, it's not the one and only Ethereum. That's the second version we had, which was patched up and then relaunched again and distributed to people. The original version is Ethereum Classic. That's the one they built. And that's the one they actually failed on. So that's the original smart contract project that they failed. Okay, fine, we'll give it to them. They had to fix something, they had to move on. It's okay, it's not a problem. We're not complaining about it, right? So, because there's been hundreds and if not thousands and thousands of attacks on BTC. And technically, right? Technically, every version of every new upgrade of BTC that we've had is not the original version. It's another upgraded version. It's another version on top of wherever it was. So it's not the same Bitcoin that's Satoshi created, but the chain is a complete chain. And what I mean by that is what happens is over time, when you decide to do an upgrade, if everybody upgrades to that particular protocol, so the miners and this and that upgrades to that protocol, what happens is the blocks start to confirm, and like a chain breaks off, like we call it a fork, right? It forks off, and whatever is the stronger chain is now the valid chain, right? So all the updates we've did, technically we've created many versions of BTC, right? Within these like SegWit, this, that, whatever. I'm just giving you a little rough example here. But there's no harm in that. I'm not saying there's any harm. So similar way, the founders of Ethereum, they broke apart. They wanted to create something bigger, better, stronger, do whatever they wanted to do, whatever their motivation was. They set about, and I think they were doing it in their own unique way. Kind of unnecessary, but they did it. But yeah, they are where they are. But at that time, when they created it, some things favored some people, something didn't. Right? Polkadot had an army behind him, but they didn't realize they had an army behind them because they were too focused on creating whatever it was, the slot auctions or whatever, Polkadot auctions or whatever bullshit that they were doing because of they wanted to profit themselves or whatever. I don't know. I'm not, listen, don't hold me to it. But the point I'm trying to make here is they had an army behind them who are loyal, who held the coin because they believed in the man that created it, right? The guy who created Cardano, people believed in him, so he had an army behind him, right? And he's definitely held away, kept himself away from talking about what the prices could be. But at that time, I know a lot of you guys were, there was like, and by the way, when I say a lot of you, I know you might not be here right now, so there's a lot of you guys who have on my Discord and whatnot and friends and this and that for a very long time, so we know what we're talking about, right? So this is when I say a lot of you, you might come back later on and watch it, so you know who you are. It's not everybody. So I know some of you guys may be new, and it's probably your first time, right? By the way, if it's your first time, my name is Sham, this is 0x5, and I always say the truth is always out there, right? So I will say whatever I can to the best of my ability, and I'll always be much as honest and humble as possible, you know. And of course, I don't want anything off you guys other than a small like and a share. If that's something you can afford to give, then that would help the brother out and help this channel out. That's it, right? There's nothing else. I don't want anything else off you guys. So that's one of the reasons why when I come on YouTube, I could talk to you unfiltered. I could tell you what I need to unfiltered, because I'm not gaining anything. I'm not being sponsored by anyone, right? I don't benefit anything. If you dump all your BTC today, it doesn't hurt me. If you hold on to all your BTC, it still doesn't hurt me. Do you know what I mean? Whatever you do is up to you. Of course, none of this is financial advice. It's only the truth, nothing more. So yes, there may be discrepancies here and there, because sometimes there are some projects you might talk about. I might know the founder, I might know the name, I might not know the name, I might forget his name or whatnot, right? This and that. I might not know the entire history, but I just ask for your forgiveness for that. But then if you understand where I'm coming from on that subject, then it will make sense, right? Because I'm just being honest with you. Like, this is what I feel and this is what I think. Anyway, so I'm not going to go into one of those ones, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so we've at that time, like when we, you know, I'm talking a few years back, 2017, 2018, 2021, or whatever you want to say, right? There were certain things that people expected. There was massive hypes around it, but it just did not feel possible. But as we grow in this industry, and as we grow the entire market cap, right, and more people come in, and I'm not going to talk about regulations. Regulation is BS, absolute freaking BS. I'm not talking about regulation. The cryptocurrency was never intended to be regulated. Decentralization, I mean, how can you mix decentralization and regulation together? It doesn't work. Right? Let's just state the fact here. Anyway, so, but as we grow, as more and more interest comes in, right, as we grow, we are going to get to a position where there's going to be plenty of room, plenty of space made in order for some of these coins to be at $1 trillion market cap, right? That's all I'm trying, that's the message I'm trying to get here, really, actually, because we can get to that level. We can get to the point where Ethereum can be, right, and should be, right, $10,000, $15,000 right now, today. and it's freaking disappointing me. We could get to a $30,000 Ethereum. I don't see a problem with that, right? And if that can happen, then I also see Cardano can be a $10 coin. I can see here's a good one, XRP. Even so, recently I have seen some I've done some charts, and XRP did kind of flash to me. So I don't want to say it, because what I like to say to everybody is, guys, if XRP goes back to its previous all-time high, that should be our first target. All of the coins, I'm not talking about XRP, every single cryptocurrency on this freaking planet, your first target for any bull market is the previous all-time high. That's the first target. We don't have any other targets above that. Once we reach that, then we can start making hypotheses and saying, oh, this is a level that we could potentially go to, because now we're optimistic. We are in the hopium area. So, but with XRP, when I started overlaying some of these maths that I do, I actually got a $10 XRP. I've never had that before. But as I said, the market's making space for these coins to do that. I have a brother, he's here, he's on the chat. I know he's there. I'm not going to mention who it is. He's a massive XRP holder. He's expecting XRP to go to $27 a coin. Good luck, bro. I hope you do. And guess what? The market's making space for that. Right? Now, if 27 makes it into 2.7 trillion or makes it into 27 trillion, that's a whole different story, right? But there is limited space that we have. Each coin can actually create its own market cap within the market that we have, the structure that we have, right? We're making room, but what we need is the entire market to grow together, because if it does, I believe, as I said earlier on, that I think there's good 2 to 3, maybe even $4 trillion just sitting on the table right now in previous all-time high lows. We're not even there. If we reach the previous all-time high, I believe $4-5 trillion will come to the table just like that, and that creates more opportunities, and we get bigger from that. If that makes sense, right? I hope I'm making sense. If I'm not, guys, please let me know in the comments, right now in the live chat. Let me know, right? I know we're live, so please do let me know if I'm not making any sense, if I need to clarify anything. Let me know, right? So but that's what I feel. I feel there's enough room. We're making those opportunities for a lot of legacy coins to come back and prove their worth. That we're definitely making that space. But whatever we do, remember, when everybody's fearful, and I've said this many times for many years, a lot of the my loyal followers who follow me, they know this. I always say, when the market's the bloodiest, get excited. Sell your house, sell your kidney. I've said that before as well, but I don't mean it that way. But I'm just saying it. But sell your house, sell whatever. Whatever you can do, you lock it into BTC or any crypto you like, and just wait. So you have to do wait, right? And if you wait, you will be rewarded. You understand? That's the time you buy. However, when the market's pumping, it's green, every day is green, every day's a green day. You got to stay calm and be cautious, because if you're not cautious, you're going to end up not keeping any of it. There's been scenarios, even on news as well. Remember there was this one guy, I think he bought like $100 or something when Doge pumped the first time, and I think his wallet balance was like $2 billion or something stupid like that. So he technically became a billionaire, but he never cashed out. Who's hodling? Genius. So then obviously when the market ended, how much did he have? Well, he had some, but not the numbers he saw. And that's the problem. And this is what I want to prevent every one of you guys. So I know a lot of your balances are really high. I know a lot of you guys are highly excited. I know a lot of you guys have talked to me about XRP, for example, and that the guy I was talking about earlier on, he wants to, I can show you the message anyway. He wanted to buy some XRP and XLM. Coincidentally, they're competitors. So that's fine. He wants to buy 50-50 of both of them. Fine. You want me to buy it for you? I'm going to go funny about it. Yeah, I'm going to charge you a percentage. But what are you doing it for? I want to deter him, basically. Put it this way. Normally, I don't charge him anything. Of course, there's normal transaction fees. You pay that, right? But I want to deter him. What are you buying it for? Why now? Why didn't you buy it when it was 26 cents, when it was 16 cents, when it was 30 cents? Forget it, 40 cents. How about 50 cents? It's a rounded number. Why didn't you buy it when it was 50 cents? Why now? because you heard me or others talk about how we could potentially go and test the previous all-time high, the $3, right? So you think, oh, I'm going to do it free. Oh, or you're jumping on the on the boat because we've some of us have turned around and says, yeah, $8, $9, $10 possible. And of course, our brother, who's one of the large holders on thing, he thinks it's going to go to $27. So you've either spoken to him and he said $27. So now you want to buy because you're going to make 20x the money. Fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But how cautious are you going to be? Because the last thing I want is someone to come up to me and say, Shab. I'll be like, yeah. You said it's going to go to $10, bro, and I bought it because you said it's going to go to $10. Where's my $10? That's the last thing I want. And believe me, there are people out there, I'm not going to curse anybody, I'm not going to cuss anyone, but there are people out there who have actually come to my face and said this. The best one is a brother. He come up to me and said, I did it because I know your face. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I did it because I know your face. I said, so you don't know who I am. You don't really know my full name. You don't know anything about me, but you did it because of my face. Am I that pretty? But are you freaking mad? He's like, yeah, but that's because I know you by face. I'm like, stop. What do you mean you know me by face? Do you even know me? So what did I say? He said, you said it's going to do this and that. I said, yeah, it is going to do that. Do you have faith in it? So this is the story I'm trying to kind of not say too much, be a bit vague. Let me explain to you. He bought BTC when it was around $10,000, $11,000 some time ago, $10,000, $11,000. And during that time, obviously the market's pumping and we're talking about probabilities and we're saying, right, it could pump to $20,000, $30,000 easy. So the fella's holding, right? It's going to go to $20,000, $30,000. Of course, we went to 19,000. This is 2017, 19,000 something. And then it dumped, right? And when it dumped, it was like $3,000 or $4,000. That's when he came and asked me that question. But we did go there. But what were you waiting for? I was waiting for 30K. It's going to come. Just got to wait another 4 years. But that's the thing a lot. So did he hold? No, he didn't. I think when it went back to like 10 or 11K, he left, right? So he broke even and he exited the market. Whose fault is it? You've spoken to me or maybe heard me. You can't just jump off the back of that, right? Without understanding your risk, because you have risk. Where's your risk management? Did you come and consult me for risk management? Brother, I'm buying this. What do you think? When shall I start exit? What shall I do? Right now, I'm giving everybody a free consultation. This entire video from the beginning was a free consultation to everybody. I'm consulting you. No financial advice, consulting you. Guys, be prepared, right? Look at those lines. If we get into this area, start preparing to take your profits out. That's a free consultation. I'm not charging you a penny for that. And it's a simple thing. I could have told that to anybody. So if some brother comes up to me and asks me that, right? So, I bought BTC, and I know people who bought BTC at 62,000 pounds, right? Currently at 70 something pounds. I know people who bought at 62,000 pounds, 64,000 pounds, no problem. They have a strategy. They've come to me. They said, what do you think we should do? I said, well, you've bought it. That's fine. I'm not going to tell you to put a stop loss at 62,000 pounds right now. All right, that's fine. We've still got room. We're going to move up. But if the market goes sideways, if the market goes south, especially if it goes south, then I'm going to set you up on a delta. I'm going to say put a delta, maybe 5% would be your level, because I don't think we're going to have anything bigger than 5%. If we do, then we're going to expect a nice little 15-20%, right? So if that happens, get stopped out and you can easily buy it cheaper and come back in again, provided if the market's okay. But if the market keeps on bleeding, then you're safe. Your funds are safe. So you won't lose your 62 grand. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. But I don't have to consult anyone for that. You just ask and I'll just tell you. It's not even a consultation. I'll just tell you, do the right thing. You know what I mean? Do the right thing. It's not hard, is it? Guys, if you have any questions, please do let me know. I know I've been going on forever. I'm not here forever. I wasn't intending for this to be forever, but I really wanted all of you guys to be completely aware of what's going on and what's concerning me the most. BTC's moving. I'm okay with that. Ethereum's not moving. I'm really concerned about that. Other coins haven't gone to their previous all-time high. I'm really concerned about that. Dominance is very high. I'm really concerned about that. I'm not too concerned about the fear or greed. No, forget that. None of that matters right now. When the market dumps, everyone's going to be in fear. Market's pumping. Of course, everyone's in greed. So what? That doesn't matter. Don't I wouldn't look at that too much, right? How especially on the stochastic RSI, or even your MACD, if you go and look at it, if things start to move south, then we've got a problem. However, as I said earlier on as well, that on the daily, it's telling us buy. It's telling us we've got another couple of days, easy, pump, and then we might have a little. So we could expect a little bit of a dump, right? Friday night, boom, we might see a CME gap fill, whatever, right? Something stupid like that. But other than that, I think we're gonna still be pumping. So, but as I said, these are my concerns that I really have. These are my biggest concerns. Sorry, I'm just looking for something. Yeah, these are my biggest concerns that I have, because I want to see an equilibrium in the market. I want to see everything move together. That's going to give us bigger, better potential and more stability in the market. I don't want to see BTC moving up and then take a breather while everyone else shit their pants, right? Don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see that. But other than that, if there is any questions, please let me know. If there is anything else that we need to talk about, let me know, guys, because if you don't, I don't know what to talk about, right? Because I've said what I need to do. I said my piece. So if you're still here, let me know, and please do smash that like button, because that does help. If you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. I'm not one of those, and I'm just being completely transparent with you guys, I'm not one of those YouTubers who comes on every single day and this and that, even though I have been coming on every single day for the last few days. But I'm not one of those who comes on every single day on a schedule or anything like this. I don't have a timetable or a schedule. I could be doing this every day for a month, and then all of a sudden I might take a break for a week, might take a break for 2 months, right? I do not come online unless it's relevant. And also, for those of you guys who are new, what you'll notice is a lot of the time when I'm talking about stuff, I don't talk about pretense. So there's nothing to do with the past. I don't really give a damn too much about the past. Yes, I'll use it to analyze some data and connect a few dots here and there every now and then, but look for similarities more than anything else. I don't want to even connect dots. I don't like connecting dots, but I'll look for similarities. But most of the time, everything I'm talking about, and every single video that have made ever, right, live or pre-recorded or whatever videos I've ever done, is always talking about the future. So I'm always trying to warn you or guide you to the future, or what to expect. That's my kind of entire motto on this channel. It's all about, let's do this. And of course, there are other crazy stuff which I would love to make some crazy files about, 0x files. But most of the stuff you see is all, some people call it prediction. It's not a prediction. I don't call it a prediction, but it's all about guidance about what to expect, right? Because look, you know what, a lot of the time, most people and everyone else is doing this, everyone's going to talk about what's already happened. Do I really care what's already happened? If it hasn't happened to me, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean, right? If it hasn't happened, it doesn't really matter. Michael Saylor's books, I don't really care. He never gave it to me. He's not giving it to you. I don't care what Michael Saylor does. Or I don't care what Apple does. Does that make sense? Because what I care about is what I'm going to do. What I care about is what you're going to do. What I care about is how is it going to benefit you, right? So I'm trying to give some value here. End of the day, by giving you a warning or helping you stay focused or helping you come back to ground, right? So you don't fly off or anything like this, you know, keep you grounded and plan, right? Help you plan that, okay, look, there may be a time when I have to start making a plan. It's not about taking profits. It's not about dumping, and none of that pumping, hyping, none of that business. We're not pumping or hyping anything here. But it's all about keeping calm and making sure you have a plan, right? Because I always say, listen, people have a plan A. We've all had a plan A. Get rich on crypto. Fine, that's plan A. But many people have plan B, which is great, right? Plan B has a plan B, great. But I say, think about your plan C. Right? Plan C is important. B, yeah, of course we're gonna dump, we're gonna do whatever. That's plan B for us. But plan C is a whole different thing. That's a strategy. You gotta have a plan C. So yeah, if you do have anything, guys, to ask away. If there's any specific coin, I won't talk about it. I've mentioned this because there's far too many coins for me to memorize. If it's a legacy coin, I can talk about it. I can have a look at it. But other than that, no, I won't talk about the millions and millions of coins, which by the looks of things, I think within the decade, if things carry on the way they do, and I want to talk about regulation here a little bit. If the way things carry on, right, in a decade, we should reach 1 billion tokens. We're going to reach 1 billion tokens. One. Now, I believe we need regulation. we need some sort of a policing, all right, or some sort of a governance, right, in the protocols. So protocol level governance, right? And let me explain this to you. Protocol level governance or policing, which means that we don't have or we can't have hundreds and thousands of coins being launched every month. Hundreds of thousands of coins. Like people are doing like 1,000 coin a day or whatever, some stupid number. It's freaking crazy. Every Tom, Dick and Harry, the computer's launching a coin. And if they do, there should be checks and balances, right? So what I mean by that, protocol level. If a network governs these protocols, if you're legit, then yeah, fine. You want the rug pulls. And to prevent rug pulls, they should have some sort of a lock mechanism. Everybody has to lock, right? So the buyers and sellers, that's a different story. They can go and buy and sell whatever they want. But the founders, in order to launch their scam projects, any funding they receive must be locked for 2 years. That's what I would say, 2 years. And that will watch how many coins stop printing every single day. I think they're going to stop. It's going to drop like 99% because the scammers won't be able to exit scam anymore. They won't be able to rug all of you people. That's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So we need that regulation. We don't want the normal or the thing that you think is normal. We don't want that regulation. That regulation, the current regulation that we have, doesn't help people around the globe. Many people are limited. Many people can't get in, buy a certain amount, sell a certain amount, and even if they do, they have to declare. Like in the UK, there's a travel rule, whatever bullshit that is. What a freaking name. Where did that money come from? Where did it travel from, or where is it traveling to? Too many questions, and a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. You know, like myself, I had an issue with Coinbase. I literally told them to F off, right? But not everyone's going to do that. Some people literally shit their pants when they get asked, like, "Oh, they just asked me a question." Now, you know, they start reacting to it. What's the point? If an exchange doesn't want your fees, doesn't want to do it, turn to F off. There's another 1,000 exchanges out there, right? If other exchanges don't want to do fiat or whatnot, right? Fine, tell them to F off. We go to the black market. Isn't that what's going to happen? Right? We'll go to local bitcoins. If that doesn't work, there are other ways. The point I'm trying to make here is regulation needs to favor people, make it easy for people, right? That's what regulation should do. Make it easy for people to accept regulation more than anything else. You're making it hard. You're making it hard. Where's that come from? Where that $10 come from? Where that $1,000 come from? Where's it going to? Whose account is that? What the fuck off? Sorry, excuse my language. Fuck off. You know what I mean? What the hell is wrong with you people? El Bubble, sorry my brother, I'm at work, I will watch later. Also my brother, I know you always come, and yes, I know it's an awkward time for you. I know you're at work. Continue working, enjoy, have a nice day. Don't worry too much. I do appreciate you coming here just to tell us this. definitely love this. But yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like we have to answer so many different questions. We have to go through so many different hurdles, right? And it's completely unnecessary. All right, listen to me carefully, right? There's a very small portion of people who may be dodgy, who may have acquired funds by whatever nefarious means. We have those. That's part of society. You can't have everybody good in society. You have your goods and bads. And a lot of the time, the bad people, drug dealers, XYZ, they are funded by the good people, the high society people, or you know what I mean? Right? You know, so what I'm trying to say here is you have a perfect balance of good and bad, but ultimately the bad is very small. It's a minority, right? So most people, they work, they earn their living, they probably get paid by BACS, right? Whatever. In UK we have BACS, BACS, bank account transfer, whatever. Money comes to your account. You then go spend, do whatever, and you have some left, and what do? You buy some crypto. Is it necessary for some freaking exchange, some low-level exchange from God knows where, right? Or even a high-level exchange from God knows where, to ask you where your money came from? I just freaking worked for it. I worked for it. I earned, mate. I grinded for it. But do I have to tell you this now? Because what happens is, this is the worst part. So you get in, you've done whatever you need to do. Anyway, KYC, AML. You made some money, you made some profit, you want to withdraw, The bank randomly says, sorry, where did that money come from? Are you freaking blind? It came from Coinbase. Didn't you see $100 go to Coinbase? Now 300 came back. Oh yeah, so is that Coinbase account yours, or is it your mates, or somebody you know, or is it some dodgy thing, or did someone? What the fuck is wrong with you people? It's money, cash, fiat that you like coming back to you. What's wrong with you? Does that make sense? Is it necessary? You know, on top of that, if you've made XYZ gains, you got to pay taxes. Fine. Listen, there are certain things you do, right? You work for your money, you pay things with the money that you've earned, you pay taxes on that money that you earned, and if you've made gains and profits and whatnot, you pay taxes on that. Simple. Everybody understands that. Why are we complicating things in between? Where did that money come from? Who's that money going to? Whose wallet is this? You know, how much money do you earn? Can we see your pay slip? Can we see your bank balance? Fuck off. That's what you're gonna get from me. Fuck off. I'm not even joking, but honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy. That's why a lot of the big boys out there, and I'm not even joking, right? And this government knows this. By the way, government knows this, and they've accurately named it the travel ban, right? Or the travel rule, right? Crypto travel rule, right? Why? Because these fuckers, excuse my language, but these fuckers, they know very well that they are chasing out, right, a lot of people, right, who have come to new money. And what I mean by that, let me explain. Someone's invested 10 bags, right? 10 grand, maybe 5 years down the road, you know, 5 years ago, they invested 10 grand, right? And that 10 grand, and there are cases, has turned to $1 million. So poor guy's made $1 million, but life is so hard for him here right now. He can't cash out, he can't do this, he can't do that, to the point where he's like, do you know what, sod it, F you, I'm gone. And these people just leave the country. That's why they call it a travel ban, right? UK travel rule. That's why. That's why they're asking this question, because a lot of people who would benefit the country if they lived here, if they spent it here, the government gets a VAT tax, whatever, right? A lot of people would have done that. They're not doing it, they're leaving. They just, a lot of people are, even now I've talked to many people, they just want to leave. Including myself, just want to leave. Why? What is it? You're going to make life so difficult. Why you want to be here for? Let's go to another country, which is a lot more easier. And nothing's stopping anybody from spending crypto over there. You know what I mean? Because the way some of these countries, the way they act is like, oh, we're the only ones. You know, if you don't abide by our rules, fuck off. Because there's plenty of other countries out there who don't have your rules, right? Are much more lenient, a lot more better. You know, life is a lot easier. In fact, there are countries out there who don't even charge taxes. Think about that, right? People abide by the rules. Don't fuck them up. Don't mess with them. Don't go and make their life harder. Life is already hard for a lot of people, right? People who come to new money, their life is harder than anybody else because they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to exit. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to. There's so many problems. You see what I mean? So many problems. I'm just checking the chats, guys. If there's anything else you want to talk about it, because I will remember things and I'll just start gunning someone. I'll probably start effing and blinding, I'm sure. Listen, guys, I hope there's no kids here. Anybody under 18, please go to bed. It's past your bedtime. Have a drink of milk or whatever, have a glass of milk or whatever, go to bed, it's past your bedtime. But this is adult only, this is not made for kids. And yeah, there are times when I might get a little bit overexcited, a bit emotional, but no, honestly, it's just the way the regulations, right? There are things that are beneficial to everybody, and I feel that if regulation was more inclusive and wasn't this police kind of like feels like a policing, right? Then a lot more people will come in and feel free to do whatever they want because they're going in and out. And of course, if they've gained or earned a certain amount of money, they will pay their dues, right? But don't make their life hell, because people give up. A lot of people don't have patience for this. They give up because it makes. I've seen genuinely legit people feel like they've been treated like a criminal. They've said that. They say, I'm being interrogated here. I'm like, sadly, that's the reality. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't sign up for that. Do I need that? You know, with all the KYCs and stuff. I've gone to open a bank account with just an ID and a bank account that same day, right? Oh, thank you, congratulations, your bank account's there, you'll have your card within the next 7 days, right? That's how simple it was. And they go, but for me to open a simple cryptocurrency exchange account, I'm doing KYC, I'm sending my photo over to some other company who's doing my KYC, who, God knows who's going to be holding my photo, 3D image of my face right now, and my ID and everything else, the level of identification and KYC that's going to go, we didn't need that to even apply for a passport. What the hell is going on? So imagine how people feel. You know what I mean? So remembering those things just winds me up. Winds me up. Dominance still sitting at 60% BTC. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to make this any longer. If you guys don't have any other questions, I'm not going to carry on longer. We've already been here just over an hour now, hour and 10 minutes. But I hope I didn't offend anybody. I know I kind of F and blind every now and then, but I do apologize, right, if I have offended anyone. And yeah, it's a lovely day here or lovely evening here in the United Kingdom. Temperature's 2 degrees. There's ice on the road. It's so icy. I've already had the warning. So yeah, it's freezing outside. Put it this way, it's freezing outside. But yeah, pretty awesome anyway. I can't wait for it to snow. I love the snow, so let's see what happens. But other than that, all right, please listen. Like, if you haven't watched it already, or if you have watched it to the end, please do consider what I've said. I don't gain anything from it. If anybody, it's not going to be you who's going to gain from this. It's a way you can protect your funds. But think about the things that I've pointed out here. Look at it, not the last part, right, the beginning part, and keep your options open. Have a plan. That's all I'm going to say. Have a plan, right? That's the only thing I can say, honestly. Have a plan. Vladon Daniel says, in Romania, crypto taxes until the end of July 2025 are 0. Until now there were 10%. It's 10%, 0%, 20%. That's not the problem. If your country or your government decides to make a legislation and pass it through parliament or whatever they have, right, it's law, right? It's part of legal law, but it's law. That's fine. It's okay. But do you need to my argument is, do you have to now make people's life so hard that every transaction they do, every time they go back and forth from the banks or the exchange, they are constantly interrogated like they're a freaking criminal? That's what annoys me. Do you know what I mean? We don't need that. We've done what we need to do. We've got the money, right? So you've earned, right? You've paid your dues, you've paid your taxes, you've gone in, you've made just as an example, you made your $1,000 into $3,000. When you come back, if you're due to pay 10% on it, you pay your $300. You still get to keep $1,700 profit. You keep your original $1,000 and another $1,700. You only pay $300. It's okay. There's no harm in that. But in between that, if every transaction, every exchange, every bank has to question you, rather go and rob a bank and just be questioned once. Do you know what I mean? It's over. Rob a bank, stash it somewhere. Right, make sure the numbers, the notes or whatever you rob, the numbers don't match. You just get questioned once, and if they stop you and they say, "Did you rob the bank?" Yeah, I robbed the bank. Happy days. That's it. One-time interrogation compared to being interrogated every single day. You know what I mean? That's just annoying. I'm not advising anyone to go and rob a bank, by the way, guys. I'm just saying it. I'm just making an analogy here. In addition, they had a meeting with the banks to be able to cash out more easily. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's what listen. These are the things that make it easier, and actually, it's good for the country. This is what a lot of the draconic, right, or draconian, or whatever you want to call it, the very smart countries who actually are very stupid, for whatever reason I can't explain. This is the problem. They over-regulate things. They overcomplicate things. God knows why. But by doing that, they're not helping themselves. Because imagine everybody makes money, right, in your country. So I'm not picking on any country, your country, right? Whatever your country is, everybody makes money. Where are they going to spend it? Probably back in crypto, fine. So they end up making more money. Or they're going to spend it in your own country. Okay, maybe they're going to have a holiday, fine. For how long? Week, 2 weeks? They're still going to come back up. They're still going to spend it in your own country. So if the money's going to stay in your own country, if they've acquired wealth and it's going to stay in your, what's the harm? Why are you making it difficult? Isn't it going to be better for your GDP and whatnot? God knows. Taxation, whatever it is, isn't it going to be better? Well, I think it is. You know what I mean? Honestly, I'm not a politician, right? I'm not into politics, right? And thank God I'm not a politician. Because if I was, no one would like me. Because these are the things that I'll point out. Why? Why are we making things difficult? If there's an opportunity to bring more money in, have bigger spending power, the more they spend, the more money we print, right? So the country has a bigger GDP, and the bigger GDP means a bigger country, a better country. Everyone wants to do business with you. A lot of doors open up. I'm not going into the complete geopolitics or the financial politics of the things, but the point is there's so many doors that open that your country, any country, starts to improve from this because they benefit from it, you know? Because it's quite simple. Let me give you an example. Man buys crypto for $1,000. He makes $10,000. 1,000 becomes $10,000. He needs to cash it out, comes through the bank, fine, not a problem. He doesn't pay taxes. Right? Well, the government knows how much money he cashed out. So it's easy. You cashed out 10,000, mate, so you got to pay your taxes, your 10% or 0%, whatever, on that amount. It's simple. So isn't that helpful? But the government, what they're doing, by doing what they're doing now, by creating all these hurdles and these barriers and these red tapes and these interrogations that they do, people are saying, well, why would I cash out for? Do you know what? I'll leave it in an exchange. In fact, I'm going to move it to a Web3 wallet, a decentralized wallet. And I'll cash out in another country. So screw you. That's what's happening. I'm not joking. This is the reality. So didn't the governments of whatever countries trying to overregulate just shoot themselves in the freaking foot, probably in both foot? That's exactly what they're doing. This, I think the thumbnail was someone punching. That's what it is. Crypto's punching the government, punching everybody. Because you're smacking yourselves. That's what you're doing. You're just hitting yourself, nobody else. It's not worth it. Oh, by the way, that image you saw, I asked ChatGPT to make that for me. Originally, it was going to be Bitcoin could punch you in the gut, but apparently that was too violent. So it created me something that it suggested us carry on, proceed, done, whatever. So it did that. So that was quite cool. But look, guys, it's been a nice and long one, and I appreciate all of you guys coming onto the chat, especially Vladon, Daniel, El Bubble, Ash, Desitrack, Faisal. Appreciate all of you guys coming to the chat and keeping me engaged. I always say that, but I do appreciate that. It's really, really nice to see you guys here. And if you're new, remember, guys, I'm a bit different to other YouTubers. My name is Sham. This is 0x5s, and the truth is always out there. If you do like this kind of content, do consider subscribing. If not, that's fine, not an issue. But do the brother a favor. If you can't hit that like, then other people can actually at least find it, right? You know, exposure. Because originally I wasn't planning to grow the channel, but now I am. So let's get to 10,000 subscribers very soon. That would be kind of awesome. But other than that, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure having you guys here. I've offloaded a few bits and bobs, and I said consider thinking about what I said. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, and I'm going to catch you guys on another one very soon, right? But of course, I will ask the community before I go live if they want me on live, and if I've got some time, obviously I'll jump on. So other than that, smash that like, and I'll see you on another one very soon. Adios, my amigos.